Gone are the days of getting up in the morning and smelling that Café Bustelo. As the aroma flows across the apartment, the crackling of oil coming through the pan echoes to the kitchen area. Mommy is ready to cook the Spanish eggs. This was the weekends that I grew up to know. As a kid, you look forward to watching cartoons. And even though the reception of the TV was, even though the reception of the black and white TV will mess up the picture, so we moved the antenna around. In our case, the piece of hanger that was attached to it. The color TV was a luxury, so if you had one, you was considered rich. But at the start of the afternoon, my stepfather would be searching through his vinyl records, looking for the favorite song. I would run to see how he would put it inside the record player. You know, that big, large wooden furniture that took half of your living room. We called it the radiola. It had more wood than anything else. Every Puerto Rican family I knew had one. And it also had that large tape that we call the 8-tracks. Salsa will be blaring out loud in the house. The lyrics of Hector Lavoe, Periódico de Ayer will be playing. Mommy be making the ham and cheese sandwiches, plus the cola champagne soda that made lunch so delicious. Me and my brothers will be playing with our toys. See, we didn't have the toys that the kids are accustomed to today. We had Stretch Armstrong and a huge soldier action figure. On Sunday, my parents would be cooking that mondongo or that sancocho, which I hated. This consists of various vegetables, including pig feet, ears, or stomach lining. Sounds disgusting, but it's a tradition for Puerto Ricans. And of course, there's been the hard times. Being a public assistant was much harder than back in those days. My stepfather was working at nights, so when the weekend came, he spent some of the money on drinks and drugs. And even though we made the best of it, sometimes there was no meat in the house for dinner. So it got replaced with the fried egg with the sunny side, and you bust the yolk to mix it with the rice and beans. Or when there was no milk, we poured water with sugar to eat the cornflake. I remember the syrup sandwiches, or of course we'll go down the block, stay on that big-ass line for like an hour to get that big, humongous block of cheese. The kids in the neighborhood would laugh at us, but their parents would also stand in that same line too. And it was weird, but we did what was necessary to survive. When there was family gathering, it was fun. They talk about abuela, the time when they were growing up and how they had to wear the same shoes for a whole year. About getting the pan de manteca and the butter that will melt before they got into the house. When a container of milk cost 5 cents. Talk about living in the island. I dreamed of one day going, but of course, it was a dream. When it came to clothing, we were always shopping at Alexander's department store. Today, it's reincarnated by Conway. Mommy will buy me the $3 Skippies, the one with the one stripe that look like a bootleg Puma sneaker. Don't let them get wet, because the sole will come off, and it will make your sneaker look like it was talking to you. All those good and bad time memories died after my passing on my stepfather in '87. And it showed me that you can't take life for granted. And like Hector Lavoe song said, todo tiene su final, nada dura para siempre. Everything has its ending. Nothing lasts forever. Today, there's a rare story like this. No one knows what hard time is. This is nothing compared to today. You try to eat sardines for a whole week, or because the food stamps didn't come through, or my mother's case was closed. That goes to show you that our generation hasn't made it. They've never been to the cascade of poverty. Being poor doesn't mean you're less than the next person. You enjoy what God gives you, and in return, you learn from it. In today's society, people are spoiled. Technology was nowhere to be found back in the day. It was Canal 47 or the station called Radio Heat. No internet, no cell phone. I wish I could close my eyes and go back when the smell was there or linger in the air the way it was back in the day.